Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to what I believe is the best overall game improvement iron of 2024 going into 2025. Now I've already done 3 videos where I look at the best game improvement iron, best players distance iron and also the best players iron of 2024, but that's all using objective data. This one I'm going to add what I believe on balance is the best when you look at looks, feel, and also add a bit of price in there as well. The winner of the game improvement one, don't turn off, it is the JPX 925 Hot Metal Pro. And you say, of course it is, from a person wearing a Mizuno hat. Actually, no, this is built on objective data, measured data. This is the most forgiving iron, measured. Quad doesn't care, remember. I might have my idea of what I like playing. Okay, I don't like playing these, I like playing a blade. The quad is measured objectivity rather than anything else. So the reason why this works is because when you look at the heat maps on this one, it is by far better than anything else. The only one that gets close to this one really is the ZX4 Mark II, if I remember. A very, very good option as well. We'll go and have a few hits into a green. As you can see, it's over water, so we might stick it in the drink, I'm not quite sure. And then we'll go to the computer and then have a look at all the added in bits, the looks and feel, because when it comes to the looks, it doesn't score as high in the looks department as the old JPX 923 did. I don't mind it, it's starting to grow on me, shall we say, but there's been a lot spoken about the looks and talked about the looks of this golf club, and I can understand why. It is one of those polarizing golf clubs, which is unusual for Mizuno, because Mizuno, generally speaking, well, they make fairly good looking golf clubs. This one, I'm on the fence still. Right, let's go give this one a hit, because obviously this is the Pro, which is the best looking out of all of the JPX 925 range. Little draw into the safe part of the green, as in away from the water, into the heart of it. You'd take that. It is 190 or so yards away nearly. You can see there, slightly drawy delivery, 3.3 from the inside and 2 degree closed. I'm trying to stay away from that water, and plus I need to do a little bit of warming up. Haven't hit much today. So 36 yards in the air, 48 degrees descent angle, 182, not bad whatsoever. Now I've tested this at 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour to see how well it works from 3 different swing speeds, and I've also done the heat map testing. They'll be in my full reviews. I'm not going to go through everything because we'll be here all day. Feeling is just as good as 923. The 923 was already one of the nicest, if you call quiet, soft feeling for a game improvement iron out there, and of course the 925 is no different. When it comes to forgiveness though, the 925 is a marked improvement. Mizuno said themselves that they don't want the golf club to go any further. They felt the 923, it went far enough. But they concentrated massively on the design of the new 925 range to be more forgiving. And boy, have they made a difference. When you look at the heat map, yes, it's a win. Absolutely, it's a win. Right, let's go give it another hit into the green. That's safe. I'm staying away from that water. Feeling is just as good as 923, no problem whatsoever on that one. It's a game improvement iron, but it doesn't feel like that. Club path is not bad, slightly from the inside, and face is, well, 0, there you go. 2 mil toe, 0 mil high, a decent strike, can't complain whatsoever, 35 yards in the air, 47.5 degrees descent angle, working as you saw at 182 yards. Now, this is 28 degrees of loft for a 7 iron, which is in the modern school way of thinking rather strong. Although saying that, I can remember when 7 irons were 37 or 38 or so degrees, and of course now, commonly, you see 7 irons going 27 degrees. Of course, that's the whole idea of getting distance, etc. But what they are doing is they're moving center of gravity further back so you don't lose out on peak height and control. I mean, that's going 182 yards, which is past my 6 iron, and it's stopping just as well, if not, when I start swinging a little bit faster. I want my 89.1 miles an hour, bit of a sore knee. Sympathy below in the comments. This can quite easily get very close to 200 yards of carry. So would I suggest use this golf club for a hyper fast swing speed golf as someone who swings mid 90 miles an hour with a 7? Probably not. That's going to go in at 200 yards of carry, and the potential distance gaps you can have between each iron is going to be too big. Absolutely going to be for the golfer that's going to be 70, 80 miles an hour, looking at moving the loft around a little bit to try and gain as much control as possible. Right, let's go to the computer. Let's go see, when it comes to the looks and feel, add the subjectivity into it, also the price as well. And let's go have a look at also all the other information, what makes this the best overall game improvement iron of 2024 going into 2025. let's quantify why the Mizuno JPX 925 Hot Metal Pro is the best game improvement iron on the market. It is not just because of its forgiveness. It is in a large part just because of its forgiveness, because it is the most forgiving iron of all the irons that I've tested. But hopefully you can see by a little table I'm going to pop underneath me, you can see normally this is the information that I get from the advanced data, which is available to all my silver members. From my YouTube members' point of view, it's all the advanced data, and I don't normally put in the looks and feel, etc., because that's subjective. That's what I believe. That's my own personal opinion. Normally what's in there is the more objective data, so people can use that to make decisions that they need for themselves. But looks and feel are in there. Looks 6 out of 10. Well, it was 5 out of 10. I didn't like them very much at the start. I looked at it when I come out the cellophane, I went, oh, that's a bit of a bold statement, Mizuno. And then I still do believe that the JPX 923 are better than these. However, they are growing on me, and so that's why they've gone from 5 to 6. They're still not going to get to 7 out of 10. That's where the JPX 923s sit. When it comes to feel though, the feel is just as good as the old one, and the old one was just the best when it comes to feel. The reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because these are not blades. My favorite thing from a golf club is blades, soft feeling, dull. Of course, these are game improvement irons, but as game improvement irons go, they are the best out there when it comes to that for me. If you want something a bit more explosive, a bit more powerful impact, then yeah, these are not going to be for you, but this is what I think is the best, not, yeah. Price-wise, these are competitive, these are premium options, and they compare directly with every single other brand out there. They're not massively more expensive, they're not Muras, etc., which are ridiculously expensive, but these are as good, they compete with everybody else. Custom fit options, they are the best of all. What I mean by that is that Mizuno has 50, if not 60, I don't know, so many options now within their Swing DNA carts. 99.9% of them are not upchargeable. They're free options. As Mizuno have always said, necessarily you pay for the head. What's attached to the head is up to you. What kind of grip or shaft, doesn't matter. You pay for the head. And that's amazingly good. So you don't have to go into a custom fit and thinking, oh, well, I really fit into this shaft, but now I'm not just paying this, I'm now paying this on top. People shouldn't have to have that as an effect on their buying decision, so it's commendable, that choice. When you look at the toe, heel and low, that is all percentages. That's basically how much of a percentage you lose from every millimeter you move away from geometric middle. So of course, when it comes to my heat mapping, we'll show the heat map in a little sec as to how good this golf club is, how big that green blob is, or where you can hit it from and still get some very, very good results. It is by far the most forgiving iron that I have on my list, and the list is nearly 50 irons long now, and it is the best. And this is game improvement iron, and so people believe it should be, first and foremost, the most forgiving, and so that's why I've weighted it the way I have done. But it is the most forgiving. It's 44% more forgiving than the average golf club on the list. When you're looking at face speed, face spin rate, launch factor, that is very, very much so the independent individual golfer, what they require. Let's say you're a slow swing speed golfer. Generally speaking, they're going to need as much launch and as much face speed as possible to try and get as much distance, etc. That is important, and you take that to the other side where you're looking at a slightly faster golfer. They may not need the face speed. They generate the distance they generate because of their swing speed. They may be looking at launch factors in a different way. They launch the golf ball too high, so they might be looking at a golf club with a lower launch factor, so they don't balloon in the air, no different to spin and stuff like that. So that side of it, you can see the ranks of how it ranks within the other 50 or so, and it's doing very, very well in certain areas, etc. You can see the F rank, forgiveness rank, first place. So let's have a look at quickly the heat map grid, and look at that. You've got all at the top there, you've got from 0 at the top all the way down to minus 22 on the right hand side, that's the heel, and then the plus 22 on the left hand side, that's the toe. So we're looking at it basically face on. You've got high and low on the face as well, and you've got that blue line. That blue line is turf interaction line. Please do not hit the golf ball above this line, because if you did, you're going to be hitting the ground first. And I can guarantee you, you're not going to be worrying about how efficient the high part on the face is when you're taking a cubic yard of wherever you are in the world out first. That's generally speaking quite inefficient. So don't do that. You can hit quite some interesting parts on this golf club and still get away with a really good shot. So you can go all the way 22 millimeters toe, 0 mil. So we're talking vertically good, but 22 millimeters away off the toe. And you're only losing 2% of your ball speed. 2%. That is mental. No different to the low on the face. You can go some crazy distances low and do really, really well. You can see that you're going to lose a little bit more off the heel than you are off toe and low. But if I go to the next screen, You can see there, you've got a red band down there, that red strip. What does that red strip mean, I hear you say? Well, as soon as you start moving 21, 22 millimeters away from geometric middle, that little black square bit in there, you start interacting with the hosel. And generally speaking, when you start hitting the hosel, AKA shank, that's a bad thing. You're not going to be worried about how efficient the heel is when the golf ball is coming off at a weird and wonderful angle. So generally speaking, you do not want to be interacting there at all. And if you can have a miss, rather than having a heel miss, if you can move it to toe, or especially in this golf club, low as well, is really very, very good. You are going to be on average much, much better off than any golf club hitting towards the heel, because of that hosel. There's no hosel on the toe. So to conclude, when it comes to the JPX 925 Hot Metal Pro, what I feel it's the overall best game improvement iron out there, it is a game improvement iron. So it's marketed as that, it's in that sector, and by far people perceive the game improvement irons need to be forgiving, and this is the most forgiving iron on the planet currently that I've tested. Now, of course, we have got 2025 knocking on the door and the crazy silly season that is happening with all the different manufacturers' releases, and it'll be really interesting to see if any of the new stuff take the crown off the JPX 925 Hot Metal Pro. But going forward, if any other manufacturer can make a golf club more forgiving than this, good luck. It's doing very, very well. I'm really looking forward to testing them anyway. And of course, every single one of these I will be testing my normal way now, which is the heat map testing, objective data created by Quad. And so we are not going to have any bias whatsoever. It's literally just how well it works, whacked into a heat map, and there you go. The JPX 925 Hot Metal Pro is a rather impressive beast. It feels pretty darn decent as well for a game improvement iron. Its looks are a little bit so-so, I won't say otherwise than that. It's competitively priced, and the custom fitting options, it is just Mizuno, and the fact that you don't have upcharge in there as a regular thing is just brilliant. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go and hit that like button down there, hit the thumbs up. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that one is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well. We'll see you again soon.